Welcome to the Ohio Housing Finance Agency's video on how to register in DevCo for access. Hopefully, as I'm going through the information, a lot of your questions will be answered. If your questions are not answered during this session, you can always submit questions to the DevCo Help Desk for assistance. To get started, go to the DevCo login page for DevCo. If you had your username and password, you would enter those here and log in. Today we're going to register as a new user, so we're clicking the new user register here link. Enter your first name and your last name. I'm creating a test account today. Then enter your business email. It will automatically populate as the username. If you have a long email address, one that is more than 20 characters, we recommend that you pick a different username. The really long emails, it causes problems when you're logging in. For example, you could just use the first half of your email address, or you could pick something else if you wanted to. Enter your password that you want to use in DevCo. We recommend that your password is at least 7 characters and contains at least one number. Once you've chosen your username and your password, you'll be ready to enter your organization code. This is on the right-hand side. This is a code that is given to you by OFA. It is a 10-digit number that consists of both letters and numbers. And if you do not know your organization code, you can ask another coworker or your manager that's already registered in DevCo for it, or you can contact the DevCo Help Desk to obtain it. You could continue registering without the code. However, it does slow down the process for getting approved for access if you do not have that code when you register. So we'll click the load button, and you can see here how it's already starting to link to information that's in DevCo. You have the organization name now, and the address and the telephone number. If you did not have the code, you would click the My Organization is Not Registered box. So we'll move to the bottom of the page and we'll select our access types now. You should only request access for things that you'll be involved in. The first one is the annual owner certification and 8609 access for rental housing. This is the access type that allows you to work on your properties or projects in DevCo to complete the tenant events and other information related to reporting on properties. Just about every user is going to request this access type if they're working in DevCo for compliance. The Manage Your Organization's Information and Users Access is also a common access type that everyone selects. This is a higher level access for managers and owners. It allows you to edit some basic information for your organization as well as approving users. The online application access for developers only, as it states, it's a developer's access and it is for completing the application for new properties in DevCo. So I've clicked Next, and we're now on the Owner Certification Access screen. This is where you're going to enter your project numbers or your property award number. For tax credit properties, this is a 6-digit number, and you do not want to include the dash while you're entering your tax credit project number. I'm going to request access as the property manager because this is an on-site manager that is being registered. If you were an owner, you would request, or a representative of the owner, you would use the owner access type. If you were a syndicator or investor, you would most likely select other. And I'm going to click add. If you're registering a project that does not have tax credit funding with OFA, you'll enter the grant agreement number or the award number for either the Ohio Housing Trust Fund or the OFA Home Funding. And for these award numbers, you do want to enter the letters and dashes that are part of the grant agreement number. So I'll give you an example of that now. And I clicked add. These are the only 2 properties that I'm requesting now. You can request up to about 5 properties, any more than 5, and the system usually times out. So if you need more than 5 properties, the rest can be added later after you have your initial access to DevCo approved. So I'll click next. I'm now on the Manage Your Organization and Information screen. Before I continue on with this, I'll mention that on the access screen where you're requesting the properties, if you receive a warning message, double check and make sure that you first have your project number correct, or you may need to contact the owner and make sure that they have registered first. If the owner has not registered, you will not be able to gain access to the property in DevCo until they have their access set up. So now we'll continue on here with the Manage Your Organization Information access. If you do not select this access type, you will not see it listed here. And we'll select Primary Organization Contact for the purposes here. You'll want to select whatever role best suits you, and if you have multiple roles, you can add multiple roles. Click Next. You are now on the registration summary screen. You'll want to make sure that all of the information is correct here. If not, you will need to go back through the registration and fix the information. So we'll now click Submit. Once everything has been submitted, you'll get this message at the bottom of the page that states that your registration has been submitted, and you should be receiving an email of when it's approved or denied. And it does take up to 3 business days to be processed. If you do not receive an approval after 3 days, you can check with your owner to make sure that your access is approved. If you're a part of the management staff, the syndicator, and investor, the owner would be the person approving or the people approving your access. If you're part of the ownership entity, you can contact the DevCo help desk to check on the status of your approval if it's been 3 or more days. And lastly, we'll take a look at the different types of roles and how they relate to the access types. So you have your owner or your general partner. This is the person getting the online property owner access in DevCo. And as you can see here, they would then be approving the syndicators and investors, and then your primary manager or your regional managers for the management company. The syndicator or the investor has the viewer access, and the management company has the online property manager access, or if it's other managers or on-site managers, these typically only have the editor access. This concludes our video for how to register in DevCo. If you still have questions or concerns on registration, please submit a question to the DevCo help desk, and thank you for watching.